Good morning. We are the Life Motivators. We come in here each day to give you energy, give you love, give you knowledge of things that we are experiencing within our life. You can take those as tips, you can take them as hacks, you can take them as ideas, you can take them as whatever you want. We just want you to take whatever you believe within to heart and work on it to the fullest of your life. Letting know that belief that you have within you that no person will ever be able to stir you away from what you believe so wholeheartedly in. And it's you, the person you believe within you, that physical being that you have within you. There'll be no more self doubt within you, no more anxiety, no more stress. You are the true power that is walking on this earth that vibrates each time that you take a step. And each time that you touch that foot to the ground, Mother Nature knows that you're here and she's running more energy and more power through you and connecting with you is because you are in with them one. And now when you're in one and you have that awesome energy flowing each day, no matter what you do, you're grabbing energy from it. Whether it's a book, whether it's an audio book from Audible off of the phone, or whether it's you're listening to people on a team mastermind in the morning. Because we do this in the morning times, we call this our little masterminds because we throw out ideas, our creative thought process of things that we're doing within our life, the new ways and new habits that we have shifted to make form new habits. Because once we get them formed, we nourish each other to keep them going. Because if somebody's not there to at least hold you accountable, a lot of people want to fall off like juicing. But we, as entrepreneurs, hold each other accountable for what you are wanting to do within your life. It's not going to affect us if you fall off and quit. You're only quitting on yourself. But yet we want to see you succeed in everything that you're doing. So we come in here each day to have this support group, to have this energy of everybody, to knowing that you're not alone in everything that you're going through, no matter what it is. We all know that life is happening every day. We either have kids, we have grandkids, we have husbands or wives, or we are single people. It doesn't matter. Life is happening, but yet sometimes you need a support community because your own that you have around you may not be supporting you. Your husband or wife, or your friends, your father, mother. They may not understand the bigger vision that you have within your life. And that is okay because you feel something more within you. You feel that change. So within, one thing that I want to ask here today, and that was the message that was brought up this morning, is do you promise to do something great with your life today? Not anyone else's, but your own self. What are you going to do to nourish you to be a better person? What are you going to either listen to, or you're going to watch, or you're going to go and experience to make you know that you're going to get yourself in the knowledgeable place and the understanding place and the alignment place and the blocking out everybody else's opinion place called the happy place, your happy place. I get in mine every morning before I even get into this meeting, before I even get out of my bed. So before I even interact with my family and my loved ones that I have around me right now, before I even address them, I need to acknowledge myself to the universe that I am here today to have an awesome day, to have a great day, to be able to live my life with nothing but happiness, joy, and love. I bring love and I center all that to my chi right here in the center. And then I post it up into my entire body and I let it flow to every muscle, every nerve system. And I say thank you for everything that I have within this body to be able to move today because I know what it's like to not be able to walk. I know what it's like to be in depression. I know what it's like to have problems within my life. So within here, I don't have those no more because I worked myself out. And I know that my light that I had is shining so bright and it will not stop ever again. I will never put something over to dim my light ever, to block it. I know that that light is going to shine. And I know that every brick that someone throws at me, the higher that I get within my vibration, I will put it under me to strengthen my foundation because it is their words and is their sticks and their stones that they have thrown at me as the black sheep within my family all this time frame that I have built a solid foundation within me and my life to know the strength that I have within me, and their words do not matter. They're not going to break me down anymore, telling me I have the lack of within my life and that I'm not going to be worthy of anything great because I don't have an education. I'm not going to be anything good in my life because I bounce from job to job to job. Why? I was finding the things that made me happy. I was finding things that I wanted to do and wanted to learn. I was doing what I was doing, and they didn't understand my flow and my process. And I know today that I don't have to worry about it ever. I know everything that I do within my life is for me. And I move in my life and my vibration to surround me with the people that are nourishing me every day, that are uplifting me and inspiring me every day to bring me to my next level of energy. Because the more I learn, the more I grow using this muscle, as Julio says, and bringing it to another level that a lot of us have never even fathomed that we could get there because we didn't know how to unlock it. Because we have built so many walls around it, we didn't even know how to unlock our own locks anymore. But we're showing people how to take a sledgehammer to it and not even worry about locks. Busting down those walls. Doing what you can do for your life to the better nourishment of you. It's a great day to have a great day. Thank you.
Our happiness, Thomas, it doesn't lie within anybody else. It lies within ourselves. You know, nobody can make us happy. Nobody can, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. You might have happy moments, happy experiences, but, you know, true happiness that comes from your heart, from your soul, you know, stuff that is healing, stuff that is fruitful, you know, contentment, you know, regardless of the situation or circumstance, I'm happy. That kind of happy, that true happiness, that's within a person, that's within us, you know, and we have to discover that for ourselves. That can't be in another person, you know, like our union or friendship or whatever, you know, can complement the happiness that's already existing, you know, but true happiness it has to come from within. We have to get to that place, you know, telling ourselves positive things, speaking great things over ourselves, you know, telling ourselves the right story, you know, learning what it is to love ourselves, you know, like, so, like, I'm not going to poke fun at anybody. My brain was wanted to do that, and I'm not going to do that. So, like, think about in reference to just loving yourself, you know, like you have somebody, for example, you have somebody who's heavy set, you know, I'm a heavy set guy, so I'm going to use that example, you know, and you have somebody who they continue to, you know, not take care of themselves, you know, then you have to think, hey, man, do you love yourself? You know, have to ask that question to yourself. Hey, do you love yourself? You know, I had to get into that state to say, okay, you know what? Do I love myself enough to take care of myself? Am I happy with where I'm at? Not with, regardless of somebody else's circumstances or what's going on in everybody else's life, even in my own household. Am I happy with me? Am I happy with the man that I see in the mirror? Am I happy with my attitudes? Am I happy with my character? Am I happy with my weight? You know, and what are the things that are making me whole? And what are the things that are taking away from me, that aren't providing happiness in my circle, that aren't providing happiness in my day? You know, that things that maybe practices, routines, you know, that I'm doing, things that if I sat and really elaborated and thought about them personally, internally, I will go, you know what, I really don't need that in my life, or this is not really benefiting me, or I've been wasting my time in that area. You know, and at that, we talk about it all the time, that everything is energy. So how much energy are you giving to the things in your life that aren't helping you, that aren't making you a better version of you, that aren't complementing your heart, that aren't complementing your soul, that aren't making you feel whole and actually making you internally happy with who you are as a person? What are those things? It's different for each and every person here. You know what I'm saying? So, and you have to take yourself, you know, and I don't mean like action kind of, you know, get yourself to getting there. But, you know, mentally, when you wake up in the morning, that's when speaking positivity over yourself, having the right words, you know, the right thoughts, you know, and at that. And if you don't have the right thoughts, then can I tell you and encourage you that you have the ability to take your thoughts captive. So anything that doesn't align with you becoming a better version of you, with, hey, is this going to provide happiness and contentness for me and my heart, my soul, you know, my energy that I carry throughout my day? You know, is this going to help me, or is this going to harm me? You know, is this going to be fruitful for me? You know, and what am I going to get from this? You know, or is it going to be something that's going to take away, that's not going to add to you and who you are and the value that you provide as a person? Some people don't even see the value when they look in the mirror. They have a problem, you know, like, no, you know, I'm not this and I'm not that. Why is that? Because they accepted somebody else's limitations over themselves. They accepted negativity. They accepted, you know, they might have been always called You know, you're nothing but a little piece of crap, or you're never going to amount to nothing, or, you know, all of these words of death, these words that had these words and these proclamations that had no real validity to them to begin with. A person went and they grabbed them and they received them. And in their mind, they told themselves a story, and then they feel devalued based off of who they are as a person. You know, it's like a downward spiral, you know, but we have the power and the capabilities in who we are. You know, you have to learn to love yourself in all different forms, man. You know, and if you do, you know, don't just say it, but learn what it is to practice it. Learn in depth how you are going to provide your own happiness in that. You know, how, because all of the answers to the universe, man, they're already within you, my friends. They're already in your heart. They're already in your soul. If you stop and you ask yourself real questions, you know, you'll get those not so always easy answers, because some of them it might be a tough pill to swallow within yourself. But if you know it's going to provide happiness, if you know that you're going to become a better version of you versus breaking yourself down and taking the time for you, so you can process differently, so you can receive differently, so you can have a different outlook and a different perspective, even towards yourself, towards the man or the woman in the mirror, you know, that's getting yourself to that place of true happiness. You know, that wholeness where no matter what happens, no matter what the situation, no matter what the circumstance, all hell could be breaking loose around you. And you go, you know what? It's going to be okay. I'm okay. I made it this far. So what makes me think that I'm not going to be able to make it the rest of the way? That's attainable for anybody.
Definitely. Miss Jen, I see you have your hand up.
Woohoo! That was a good one, Julio. Yeah, guys, good to see you guys this morning. And honestly, like Julio, what you're saying is so right. I've been doing this online stuff, known Thomas over 3 years now. And, you know, I look at people and I'm like, this is just talking about business. I'm like, you've been in there just as long as me. How come you don't have the same result I do? You know, whatever it may be. Now, the truth of the matter is people do what they want to do. People do what makes them happy, and short-term gratification is huge. People like instant happiness, instant things happening to them right away. So the moral of that is, you know, do the things that make you happy, yes, but really think about where you're going, your vision, what you're doing. Sometimes we have to do the stuff we don't necessarily want to do to see ourselves to a bigger vision, a greater vision, or whatever the case might be. So anyways, what I wanted to say is just be happy today. Do the stuff that you know, makes you happy, puts a smile on your face, makes you feel good. But also remember that in order to make a change, in order to be something, do something different, it takes action. It takes you doing something. It takes you actually like going out there and making something of yourself, right? Super important.
Biggest words right there. Started with the A. Ideas are just ideas until action is taken. So thank you for that, Jen. Yes.
Check this out. Just a small little side note. So 3 days ago, I was meditating on business, sitting there reading, going through some, you know, some of our AI stuff. And I paused for a second and I felt and I heard that I was going to have to step out of my comfort zone the next couple of days. I didn't know when. I had no idea what time or whatever. And I ended up speaking to this gentleman yesterday. And I told you he has a very off schedule. And I looked and I shared with Roxanne and I go, and I explained to her exactly what I'm sharing with you. And I'm like, it's so weird that I felt this in this, like I just discerned it, like that intuition within you, you know, and it just told me, bam, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone in the next few days. You know, and then I had the experience last night, you know, staying up till almost 4 a.m, you know, getting home. And it was like, oh, you know, but it had to do with that whole in tuneness, kind of like the topic yesterday, and just paying attention to who you are inside and how that speaks to you, you know. Stuff.
Show up for you. Show up for you. Don't make excuses. I know people who are dying, who are pushing and going forward and not giving up. Show up for you.
That's right. Miss Ashley, you got anything this morning you want to talk about?
Yeah. And I think like, I love when Jen is saying, you know, do the things that make you happy, because I think that, like it's in those moments as well too, when we're in that pure happiness, that we're actually in the flow. Right. So, making sure that everything that you do is the way that you personally, uniquely want to do you. Right. So it doesn't necessarily, I mean, we talk about it all the time, there's so many different creative ways to do, let's say, the same business, right? Or the same school project. There's so many different ways to get to the same end goal. It doesn't mean that just because something is outlined a specific way, that that is the way that you have to do it, right? So that's when it's really important to, like, you know, tap into that heart space that we talk about. Because if you're not in full alignment with what is in front of you, or what you're trying to do every day, then you're going to be in a place of resistance. You're going to be pushing, and it's not going to be connecting, right? So really finding what it is that you love to do. So I'll take our business as an example, right? I think majority of people on here, really finding the things that you love to do in it, right? And then meeting up with other people maybe who are stronger in different areas, right? So it's like really focusing, if you love videos, if you love talking, if you love more about the product, if you love doing demos, if you love writing, if you love different aspects of it, right? Really like focusing in on that area that you love the most, because when you're in the flow there and you're really feeling good and confident and happy, you're going to build that momentum. Right? And what's going to happen is building that momentum will eventually give you the confidence, right, to keep going and keep building and keep creating different ideas. And, you know, so it's like, yeah, it's just being in alignment again with yourself and really listening to what it is you love. Right. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, the alignment thing is huge. I mean, I was talking to Keiko about this last week, right? You know, I was in Calgary and shit, driving around and visiting people and stuff. And, you know, when you are in alignment and you are happy and you're doing the stuff, like Ashley says, you want to do, outsource the shit you don't want to do as you go along. You have to do it all in the beginning. It's just life, right? But you don't have to try hard. That's the thing. You know, like how many of us feel like, oh, I got to work my business. I got to do this. I got to do this. It sounds so grueling. When you're in alignment, shit just happens for you. It's like Julio always says when he's like grinding in his job, right? That sounds terrible. If he was at his job and he was like, you know, I love it here, I'm happy, I'm being fulfilled on many different avenues, totally different story. So once you are in alignment and you be honest with yourself, because that's the biggest thing, be honest with yourself, you're going to find stuff with this business, with life, with people that you meet that you don't necessarily like or jive with. So be honest.
Many of y'all have seen within here that have stayed with us throughout this whole time frame, the people that have come and gone because they either weren't in the receiving mode of the message that we had to give out that day, or, you know, just in alignment, like they're saying, with what flow that we have going on. Everybody is at their different levels of receiving, depending on what you're experiencing within your life. So those that you might be talking to about business or about either online or about the products or whatever it is, or just about life, sometimes they don't understand or resonate with you right then. It might take them a couple of days to process. And we've seen this with Julio and his own nephew or his own cousin, you know, being able to give him the information and the energy wise that we give off sometimes. Some people don't resonate with that. But yet a couple of days later, after they processed, and it's like, I kind of got what you were saying. And then I want to know a little bit more, or how can, you know, whatever. So your energies that you put off each day are authentic to you, just like your thumbprints, just like your eye retinas. You are the authentic self that you came here to be within this earth in this physical form, to be able to have nothing but that power that you have within to create, that take those ideas and actually make them reality. Take those daydreams and actually live them. You know, because Ashley said it the other day, we do 90% of our thinking process, and we go out and do that 10% of action to actually live it all. But you're living the whole time in that 90% as well. And that vortex, I call it. I stay there. And I do most of everything. I stay there all the time. So 100% of my life is living in the vortex because I do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I'm living my life on a day-to-day basis. My energies, my flows, everything that I do is best for what happens for me within my life. But yet my universe got so full within me, I like to give about. I like to give to people. I like to be a part of. I like to be a nourisher. I like to be somebody who listens. I like to be a buddy just to hang out. Hey, how's it going? We can sit on the riverbank with a cane pole and never even talk. But yet just that time frame, the energies are ideas that may have passed out. Never know what could have been created. I've had many different time frames that I've been able to hang out with multimillionaires and people of high statues. And they like me because we can go sit out in the backwoods and just hang out, and I'm not sitting there trying to pick their brain or pick their pocket. I was just there as a friend because they put the pants on the same way I did, one leg at a time. And the conversations that we had and the places that we went and the creative ideas that came up and the multi-millions that they made off of the creativity ideas that were nourished by my energy, by my vibrations of thought process, of new perspectives. And then they was able to take one product that they had and turn it into another, or one business they had and flourished it to a higher place. It was so much fun to be able to do the things that I do within my life, and to see the leaders that y'all are becoming within yours, just off of energies that y'all get from all of us within here in the morning times. The energies that we collectively give out each day, the words that you hear from Jen and Shannon and Julio, myself, Crystal, and anybody else who steps up and starts to talk, tells their story, their places that they've been, the things that they've experienced. It means something to everybody. And I want to thank everybody each day for coming in here and spending your time with us and letting us be able to showcase some of the stuff that life has offered to us and how we have been able to overcome it and how we've been able to line up with the things that worked best for us. Miss Janice, you got your hand up here.
Alberta doesn't get red trees. Like, I mean, maybe in parts of it, but not like BC. I can't believe the changing colors in BC at this time of year. My goodness. Anyway, really quick recommendation. I just wanted to say, when Thomas was talking about people and meeting up with people and being present in the now, and it's so important, right? It's like, you know, I walk or do yoga during the motivation, but I try to really listen to what everybody is saying, you know, and be really, really present. I just want to leave you guys with this, like, if you haven't read this book, anyone who's in a relationship or wanting to be in one should. It's called The 5 Love Languages. Some of you guys have already read it, but it's a really, really good book because you can kind of see, you know, what's important to you. Like, if spending quality time with people is important, you know, if you're somebody who likes to do stuff for people, get a good foundation about who you are. And then, like I say, if you're in a relationship, similar to Values Factor, pass that one off to your spouse and have them read it too. That's it. Just triggered my mind there, Thomas.
Hey, that's good. You know, that's more books. That's more knowledge. There's more stuff that we're passing on right there. Things that you could be listening to on either your phone or you could listen to as you're reading it because you talk to yourself. I do. I know Ashley does.
So Thomas, we always talk about energy, right?
Yeah.
So Jen, I was thinking about the 5 love languages literally 2 minutes ago. And then you speak.
Woo! That's crazy.
That's why I started smiling extra big. I'm like, this whole energy thing is interesting sometimes. It really is.
Yes. All right, we're going to open it up to the floor before we wrap up this morning. Anybody else got anything that they want to bring out this morning? All right. Well, we're going to, who wants to read the affirmations? Miss Shannon had to leave. So here we go. She had wrote them out in the chats. I love my life. The best views come after the hardest climb. I've got this fear, means I'm doing something that matters. I love challenges. I greet every day with excitement. Nothing is impossible. Today is a gift. I am an amazing and powerful. I love myself enough to put forth effort. I'm grateful for every step I get to take. I don't give up. I keep going. Powerful affirmations that Miss Shannon Cox gives us every day. She had to leave today to go do some other stuff. She's remodeling a home and has her father helping her out, so she needs to take off with that. But we thank everybody each day that comes in here with us to spend the time to be able to hear the words, and I hope you was able to receive the message and it grabbed your heart in some shape, form, or fashion today to move you into a different light, a different realm, a different vibration, a different frequency, whatever it is that you want to resonate with. Grab it, believe within it, believe within yourself. Put the energy to you every day and start watching your life shift into a whole different direction. We love and appreciate you all. We'll see y'all tomorrow.